astronomical. All right, it is about to be 2026, and we are going into 2026 with the mindset of we are going to be debt free. Okay? No more owing creditors, no more having car payments, no more student debt. Oh my gosh. I got my notes right here, guys, and I'm gonna take you on this debt-free journey with me as I pay off my credit card debt and student loans. We're gonna separate them because my student loans, they are astronomical, absolutely ridiculous. I will let you guys know, maybe an estimate in this video of how much I owe. I haven't looked at them in probably like a month or two. But I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. But again, they are astronomical. I'm going to be chipping away my debt in sections. My first section is going to be my creditor debt. So things like credit cards or things like Klarna, Affirm, PayPal. So the first thing I want to talk about is how much debt do I actually owe? This isn't funny, but it is funny, okay? I owe $87,617.89. Again, that number is $87,617.89. I just about fell over when I calculated that number. And mind you, I had actually started my debt-free journey back in November, okay? In November, I had went to my husband and I was like, look, I'm tired of being in debt. We need to start paying off this debt. What do we need to do, okay? You might want to know what my breaking point was. It wasn't like a huge breaking point, okay? I had been living comfortably with my debt. I've been able to pay my minimum payments. I've been able to still live what I consider, a good life. I could buy what I wanted when I wanted. We can go out to eat. My kids were happy. But I had just been making minimum payments. The thing that really drove me to this, I would say, is I wanted a new house. I wanted our dream house, okay? That is what sparked me. And my husband, he is 110% more financially savvy than me. He had appeased me to go look at these houses that I wanted. And, we talked to the builders and everything, and they gave us, estimates of it. And they told us, hey, we work with these lenders. And that night we had actually went to my sister's house, and my sister, she is a loan officer, and she basically laughed in my face. She was like, girl, you want this house? You need to pay off this, and this. You are not ready to buy a new house. That is basically what she was told me. Girl, you not ready. You need to get your together, okay? That is what she told me. So from that point on, I had started to get my together, okay? So yes, mind you guys, I have already paid off since November about $8,000 worth of debt, okay? About $8,000. I was punching really, really hard, punching super hard. The next thing I want to go over is, how did I get into debt? I was spending money I didn't have. I was spending money that I did not have. I mean, that's the simple answer. Yes, there were some emergencies. One big emergency that happened right when I had decided to make this mind shift change. my dog, she felt like she wanted to eat a sock and for it to get stuck. I mean, she always eats socks and underwear and all kinds of stuff, no matter how many times I, yelling at my husband, the kids, they yelling at me, pick up your socks, pick up your underwear, da, 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 da. Like, she has eaten so many socks, but the sock, she just didn't pass that one. And that was about $6,000. And I called my parents. I was like, the universe, God doesn't want me to pay off my debt. Da, da, da. They were basically like, Bianca, get your life together. Get your life together. Like, things happen, okay? You're gonna have to pay off the debt, okay? So, that got me really searching about finances and how to manage things better. And one of the most important things that I discovered was an emergency fund. Like, I always knew about this, but, it's when you're paying your bills, you're living comfortably with your debt. Having an emergency fund, it doesn't appeal to you. Like, your emergency fund is your credit card. But once my mind shift changed, it was like, yeah, I had the credit card and the good credit to go ahead and charge that $6,000 vet bill. But I was like, oh my God, this is setting me back from my goals and stuff, So that happened. But the bottom line is, I was buying stuff that I didn't have the money for, okay? That is why I was in debt. I was buying stuff that I did not have the money for, okay? Once I got my job as a nurse practitioner, I've been a nurse practitioner for 3 years now. I was just like, Affirm, PayPal, Klarna. Like, I just went off the rails, and I could afford it all, like, whatever, I could afford it, but I really couldn't afford it, clearly. So that is where we are. I even bought a new car to celebrate. I was like, I had a really nice Mercedes Benz. It was a 2016. My husband actually bought it for me, and I wanted to trade her in. So I did that. When I passed my boards, that was my present to me. I gifted myself a car payment. Which doesn't sound like a great gift. I gifted myself a car payment, y'all. Yes, so I basically bought stuff that I couldn't afford. I feel like at this point, like, I have to laugh at it. There's no point in like crying the tears. I have to laugh at it, but then I have to get serious about it too. So let's get into what I have done so far on my debt-free journey that I haven't documented, because I decided that I want to come on here and I wanted to document it. I wanted to come on here and document not only my financial journey, but my overall prosperity journey on becoming, the mother and wife that I know that I can be, financial freedom, just overall, just being the person that I want to be and that I know I can be. Okay. So number one, when I first got into this, I paused / canceled all my subscriptions. Every single one of them. Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, everything. I either paused it or I canceled it. If they did not have an option to pause, I canceled it. Okay. I have done that for about, a month or so. Okay. The next thing that I did after I paused everything, I monitored my bank account every single day for a full 30 days. An entire 30 days. And the reason why I did that was because I knew that I had some hidden subscriptions in there that I didn't even know that I was paying for, okay? I knew it. I absolutely knew that I had some hidden subscriptions in there, and I did. It was absolutely baffling, the number, but I did. I actually had one from maybe like 8 years ago. I had bought my husband this razor for Christmas, and I think it was through like Manscaped or something like that. And I thought that I, canceled it, but we used to get these little boxes that were delivered to her house, and they looked like they were sample size. So I was like, oh, they're just samples. No. They were a subscription. Yes, I was being charged for that every single month. And here I'm thinking like, oh, they're just sending him these little samples, trying to get us, to buy something else. No, it was a subscription, okay? And it was like charging like $8 on my account, okay? $8 over the last, 7 years? That's like $800. Like, come on. So, yes, I paused all subscriptions, okay? Or canceled them. If they did not have the option to pause, I canceled them. I did not, when you go to cancel, they'd be like, oh, do you want a lower price a month? No, we're pausing, we're canceling, we're not doing that, okay? We can always go back. You can always call them and be like, hey, I canceled my subscription, yada, yada, yada. This was my rate before. Can you guys honor that? No, okay, I'm going to whoever their competitor is. And they're going to be like, oh, wait, don't go. We're going to give you that rate, okay? So either pause them or cancel them. Monitor your bank account for a full 30 days because I guarantee you there are hidden subscriptions that you have subscribed to in there that you need to get away from, okay? Monitor your bank account. If you don't recognize a charge, investigate that charge. What is this charge coming from? I don't remember this charge. Okay, investigate it. It could be a subscription that you didn't even know that you still had. At least that's what it was for me, okay? The next thing I did was I added up all my unused subscriptions, okay? So I have two categories. Unused subscriptions and subscriptions that I actually did use, okay? So all my unused subscriptions, I added those up. Okay, boom. That's how much money I have to put towards, bills or savings automatically. We're getting rid of those subscriptions. Done, okay? The subscriptions that I actually used, I prioritized them, okay? In the month of December, okay, so in November, I canceled all my subscriptions, monitored my bank account, and then in December, I didn't add anything back. I reflected on what did I reach for in November that I no longer had, okay? So did I actually click on Netflix? Okay, no. Okay, so Netflix gone. Did I actually click on Peacock? No, because I got it for one show. That show's, run its time. Peacock gone. Did I click on Hulu? Yeah, I clicked on Hulu, but I also had Hulu, the ESPN, the Disney. Like, my kids, they don't watch that stuff. I didn't need that high, so I downgraded, okay? That is what I did. I prioritized my subscriptions, all right? The next thing that I am still currently doing is I'm monitoring my expenses. I'm really taking a look at how much do I spend in different categories. How much do I spend on, groceries? How much do I spend on gas? How much do I spend on, extravaganzas or whatever you want to call it, fun things, okay? I monitor my expenses. All the while, I'm still making payments to my current debt, okay? Like I said, I paid off like $8,000 in these last 2 months, okay? Because I figured if the money's gone, I can't spend it. So I just did that. I made sure all my bills were paid, the lights are on, the gas is good, the electric, and then I just, I would save like $1,000 for, groceries or whatever. And once that's gone, it's like, all right, that's gone. We got to figure out what we got to do, okay? So I'm figuring out what I'm spending in each category. I did do that with my sister back in November when we went to her house, and she looked at kind of everything for me to let us know, like, okay, how much house can you and Alex really afford? And she basically told us, y'all about to be house poor if you get this house until you pay off debt. But she had me pull up my expenses, and guys, I did not realize I was spending like $2,000 on groceries. $2,000. Now, to be fair, about 200, 300 was at the spirits store. Okay, no, I promise y'all, I don't have a problem. I don't. But I do love my wine. I love my evening wine. And that was one category that I did cut down on in November and December. And, I had extra cash flow. So, one of my grocery things moving forward is to budget about, $1,500. Now, for me, groceries includes food. That includes my kids' school lunches, whether it is that we're packing lunch or we're buying lunch, or, cleaning supplies for the house. That's what that whole $1,500 includes. And I think that in our area, we do live in a more expensive state. Prices everywhere are going up, but I do think that $1,500 for a family of 4 is really good. I'm still working out some of the other things. I know that my gas bill, so our gas company, they have us on a payment plan where you pay the same. In the summer, your gas bill is dramatically low, but you're still paying the same as what you would pay for in the winter. They have some kind of formula that they do. So I know my gas bill is never going to change. I pay that. I also pay for my daughter's school tuition. She goes to private school. That's another thing. She goes to private school because we had so much bullying at the public schools up here. So that's not going to change. And then their lunches, whether again they're buying lunch or they're eating out. Okay. So really look into the different categories where maybe you can sacrifice, maybe you can change a little bit. The biggest thing that I would recommend is your subscriptions. I was probably spending about $300-$400 in subscriptions every month, even on stuff that I didn't have. I had that Manscaped, I had that Planet Fitness, I had a decorating app on there. I had so much stuff. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that I was paying for this. This is crazy. So the first, steps that you want to do is, one, you want to get your mind ready. We're going on a debt-free journey, okay? The next thing that you want to do is you want to look at your subscriptions, cancel or pause everything. What you can't pause, cancel it, okay? Just cancel it. You can always go back. They're betting that you're going to come back. You can always go back, all right? Monitor what is going out of your bank account for the next 30 days. That is going to allow you to catch every single subscription that you have. You have to log on to your app every single day, okay? That part is key. Every day for 30 days, log onto your account, see where your money is going. That's going to be a real eye-opener for you. The next thing that we're going to get into is setting a budget, which I'm going to actually set my budget with you guys. I already set my grocery budget, but I'm going to be setting a more detailed budget with you guys in my next video, okay? But I just wanted to come on here. I wanted to, you know, get everything going and let y'all know that I'm bringing you guys along on this debt-free journey, okay? It is 2026. I'm doing a debt-free journey. You're going to do a debt-free journey. This is my year to be prosperous. This is your year to be prosperous. We're going to be prosperous together. Again, not only with finances, but in life general and becoming, you know, whether you're a mom, whether you're a dad, whether you're a sibling, a daughter, a son, a grandchild, we're going to become the person that we want to be and the person that we know we can be together. All right? So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.